into the chat in Tere Joyce's live today. I I thought she had me blocked. She thought she had me blocked, but I obviously was not blocked. And so I went in and started a dialogue. And I listened for a while. Tere Joyce is telling people that I was hiring a hitman, but she got that bullshit from Sherilyn. And I know she got it from Sherilyn because Sherilyn was talking about it when I first went in there. The shit Sherilyn and Smokey are feeding them so much bullshit. It is hilarious. I live in Harlan, Nebraska. Where the fuck would I find a hitman? What Craigslist? Should I go on Facebook? You know, I live in Harlan. There's no hitman. It is ridiculous, but that's because Sherilyn is hanging out with Smokey, aka Hunter. His real name is Hunter. And Hunter is the one. Let me remind everyone, he's the dude who has the MS-13 connections. Hey, Susan, not me. Susan, be careful because your name got mentioned in emails. They're focused on you because you say hello and talk in here. So I just ask that if anything happens in out and about that you might feel a little weird about, please let me know immediately because I'm going to want to know. Because Thomas mentioned your name directly. You know, it irritated the absolute shit out of me. But Smokey has the one, and I am sure that Sherilyn did not like the fact that Tere Joyce goes on and on and on, just starts talking about how Sherilyn is running drugs across state lines. That was part of the conversation, you know? But Tere Joyce knows that this hitman thing is bullshit. I'm not getting any money from Thomas. I'm sure as fuck not getting $500 a month. Oh my God, I'd be living like a king if I was making another $500 a month, and I wouldn't be buying some hitman where I don't even know. I live in Harlan. Where the fuck do you even get a hitman? You know? But I reported all that shit to the police. I reported it. Tere Joyce knows. Because if you listen, go click on the link, you can go to her site and listen to what happened today. The more she talked, the louder and more shrill her voice became. You can tell that she is just lying the fuck out of. Go read the screenshots. Siren is Kara, aka Emily Thorne, aka Skills, Lucian Greaves' counterpart. I told her today you were involved with the murder of Lori King. Her conversation stopped for a minute and then she just revamped and changed the subject, you know? But Doug didn't like it because as soon as I got done with it, if you go look in the profile picture, that's from Doug sending me a threat. See you on the battlefield. Dude, I'm not afraid of you. We live 23 miles away from each other and you hid in the shadows for 4 fucking years. Unless you can come up behind me in the shadows, in the dark, and catch me by surprise, I am so not afraid of you. But the conversation today was just, Tere Joyce is an idiot. She's an idiot. And I don't know where she thinks I was going to find a hitman. It was the dumbest thing. And I have to admit, I was laying in the bath, and as you guys can guess, the last few days I've been in a really pissy mood. And so I went in there pretty sure they were going to fight with me. And I was happy because that's what I wanted. I wanted a confrontation. I wanted to deal with them. I didn't go online and be first of all, because I was saying what I needed to say. I took screenshots of everything. You can go read it, go click on that description. There has to be 60 screenshots of the conversation that I took while I was in there, because I just kept taking screenshots of the whole thing, commenting. Because my phone, I could talk into my phone. I was laying in the bathtub. It's been freezing here. The wind is so harsh and it is cold. And I was cold. So I decided, fuck it. I didn't have anything better to do. I wanted to take a bath. But in the end, I had to get off because Tere Joyce started articulating her vision that she had in her head of me naked in the bath. And let me tell you, she weirded me the fuck out. She is one creepy bitch. For not wanting to visualize it, boy, you sure were fucking articulating it to the degree. It was weird and nasty and disconcerting. And I didn't like it. So I finally got off of there because I was soaking in the bath. And I was on there for, fuck, I had to have been on there for a half hour, maybe longer, dealing with them. Jesse Davis says, oh, he didn't want to come in here because he didn't want to deal with the real man. Dude, you're not a real man. If I want to deal with the real man when it comes to you, I'll go talk to your wife. She's the one who has the balls. You are subordinate to her. She's in charge. If I wanted a man and you talk to a man or deal with a man in your relationship, I would talk to your wife, not you. And Skills, Siren is Kara. They're all child traffickers. They're all child traffickers. I would not hire a hitman anyway. If I was so inclined and wanted to hurt them, I wouldn't even have to leave my house or enlist the soul of anybody else. I could just fuck them up. I've done it. Haven't done it in a long time because I don't do shit like that anymore. As far as me being, Jesus Christ being my brother, we're all sons and daughters of God if you would read your Bible, Tara. And because Jesus Christ was a son of God, and we're all sons and daughters of God, that would mean Jesus Christ is our brother. Not just mine, all of ours. That's how it works. If you'd actually focus on kids and not wanting to exploit them, you might have figured that out. But the funniest part was when you started going on and on and on about how Sherilyn is running drugs across the state lines. Because she is. She's going into Missouri and buying all that pot, all that pot, and bringing it right on to Nebraska, which is illegal. It is. I'm sure she was not happy that you were just going on and on like it was nothing. But then you live in California and it's legal in California, so you wouldn't think you wouldn't think anything about it. But it ain't legal in Nebraska. It's less legal in Nebraska than it is in Iowa. And I bet she did not care for the fact that you were just going on and on about how she's transporting drugs across the state lines, you know? And Hunter, aka Smokey the Clown, fuck, he has a lot to say too. The cops need to talk to him too. If I had all these conversations about hiring hitmen and fucking working with Thomas and Thomas giving me money, you know? I don't like Thomas. I don't trust Thomas. Not at all. We had a conversation today because there's no fucking way he was Johnny Dub, aka Dougie's associate for years and didn't know who the fuck he was. There's no way. There's no way. Thomas isn't like that. Thomas knows who everyone is and what everyone's involved with and what everyone's doing. I know that from personal experience. There ain't no fucking way he didn't know who Johnny Dub really was. And he can come up with any fucking bullshit thing he wants. But it's all this child trafficking bullshit. I would never fucking hire a hitman. That's no fun. I want him investigated and arrested and incarcerated. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I've been working for. You know? That's what I've been working for. So that's what I want. And fuck. They're so focused on my finances because they do not want anyone helping me, let alone to eat, but let alone anyone to help me with my house. Tere Joyce says, oh, he only owes $110 or $130 or whatever. That's for this year's taxes, dumbass. But there is a link that you can click that says past due. When you click on that, which I did this morning, it shows 21 something. It's close to $2,200 that I have to come up with by March. It's not a lie. But all this shit that you're talking about is all a fucking lie. No one has a hitman. No one gives a fuck enough about you. You know? But I can't wait for Neil to listen to that conversation and hear how Sherilyn is running drugs across state lines because he has a duty to report. Sherilyn should have fucking stayed the fuck out of it, but she was always with Sewertown. So was Smokey. Let me remind everyone, Sherilyn got me to talk to Smokey, and that's when Thomas started saying that I was having Smokey and his MS-13 guys threaten his life. That's the story that it was before. Now it's all me. And fuck, if you're talking about drugs, I would talk to Smokey. Fuck, he brags about how he sold billions of dollars of drugs and was all friends. He's all in tight with MS-13 and they do his bidding for him and all of that stuff. That all came. It's not like he hasn't bragged about it online. Anybody who's listened to my shit and been on here and watched him and Sherilyn can attest. Oh, it was trillions. Oh, it was trillions, wasn't it? It was trillions. He didn't make billions. He made trillions. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I noticed that those two, Sherilyn and Smokey, hightailed it the fuck out of there when they realized it was me. And yes, Tere Joyce, it was me. It was most definitely me. And I didn't back down. But the reason why I'm not going to go on to a thing, you are not going to scream at me with that shrill ass voice. You think your lies work. You know? You think your lies work. Had Sarah Adams given me $5,000, I wouldn't be owing $2,200 for taxes. I would have gone and paid that off immediately. If Thomas Schoenberger was giving me $500 a month, I would not. I would have spent it on taxes. So I didn't have to worry about the taxes. But it's just, you guys just spout whatever bullshit you want. And it's all because you're all involved with child trafficking. The shit that Thomas sent me about Jesse Davis and Paula Davis is all legit. From what I can see with it, it's all legit. Her brother went to fucking jail for 47 years for fucking kids. Jesse Davis has had problems and stuff that's gone on. Daniel Dowd has had problems, gotten arrested. And who's all involved with them? Tere Joyce. You guys just proved my point today. And Dougie knows it too. That's why he said, see you on the battlefield. Because Dougie knows it too. Dougie knows. Today was so beneficial. I was laughing in the tub. I finally had to get off there though, because fuck, Tere Joyce's voice got so loud and so shrill. And you don't sound the least bit scared. I mean, you're saying that I'm going to hire a hitman, but you don't sound afraid of it at all. Because it's bullshit. And anyone who listens to you can tell. You know It's bullshit. But it's coming from Sharon Schlechter, who's going to Missouri, buying all kinds of fucking pot, drugs, $1,000 worth sometimes, and bringing it back into Nebraska, which is illegal. And you went on and on and on talking about it. No wonder she wanted to get off there. No wonder. You guys just need to go read the conversation, because while I was in there talking, I took screenshots of everything. Of everything. It was fun. It was fun. I had a good bath. I had a good time today. Got some aggression. As you can tell, I'm in a better mood. You know? I'm in a much better mood. I used to do that to Doug when he was fighting me all the time. I would wait for him to single me out, and then I would spend the day fighting with him because it just took out aggression. It was a healthy way to take out aggression. Fighting with fucking dumbasses. You know? I got my Social Security thing in the mail last week. I made a little over $13,000 last year. All Neil has to do, his relative works at my bank. All he has to do is go to that bank, my bank, and see that there are not transfers coming like they're talking. No one's giving me $500 a month. You know? To be quite honest, especially of late, donations have been far and few because everyone's broke and it's right after Christmas, you know? And so, you know, I don't know, but it's bullshit. No one's hiring a hitman. Where the fuck would I find a hitman anyway? You know, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It is just so stupid. Come here, you can come up here. It's just so stupid. There is no food up here. I know that is what you're looking for. Thank you for those kisses. Thank you for those kisses. And so, and they're after my dogs. Thank you, Susan. Be safe. You guys are getting a lot of earthquakes there. All of California is. So, I just wanted to go check out the link. Go read the conversation. It was a hoot. It was a hoot. It was a hoot. It was funny. And Tere Joyce, your voice got so shrill and so loud. You know you're talking shit. You know that you're lying. You can hear it in your voice, you know? But that's why my punctuation in some of this stuff sucks. Because I was talking into my phone. I was listening to Tere Joyce and reading the conversation, and then I would hit the button so I could talk into the phone so it would go. But my phone never picks up my punctuation correctly. It hardly gets words right. If I don't pay attention to it, sometimes I don't even know what it's printing. I don't even know what it's trying to say. It's not saying what I wanted to say. But maybe I should go look in the field, start interviewing cows. See if I can find a hitman there. A hitman cow. There's geese in the park about 6 blocks away. I hear they're kind of mean. I'll see if they can go be my hitman. Dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And it's coming from Sherilyn, the drug runner, and her best friend Smokey. The dude who sold trillions of dollars worth of pot and nobody knew about it. The police couldn't catch him because he was so smart. You know? God is not a Jew. Jesus Christ was. But we're now supposed to worship an ethnicity. We're supposed to worship the word. Love God, love everyone else. You know? It's actually a 5. I think it's actually a 3. It's a tiny, it's a small one. I think it's only 3. Is Jesus God? Sure. Don't understand why you want to get into you know. Dude, I'm here to talk about Tere Joyce and the stuff that was going on. I'm not going to get into a theological argument with anybody right now. I'm not going to get distracted. You know, I'm here about Tere Joyce and the conversation that I had in her chat room today. And Jesus wasn't in the chat room, nor was God. Fucking bunch of child traffickers were, though. They need to be investigated. This is a conversation. Come back some other time. Come back this weekend. I'll have a theological conversation with you then. You know? I don't mean to be a dick, but I want to do this. I want to make this short anyway. And I'm already at 21 minutes. A theological conversation could get very long. And I just had to come in and laugh about the whole situation with Tere Joyce. Because she really does think if her voice gets really shrill and she gets really loud, that proves her point. And all it proves is you're an uneducated idiot, you know, who's lying, who thinks that her shrill ass voice, as loud as she can make it, will get everyone to accept her bullshit. And I was not willing to accept her bullshit. It's stupid. Sarah Adams did not give me $5,000, so I don't even know what the fucking point is that when she brings it up all the time. I didn't get $5,000 from Sarah Adams, you know? Could I have used it? Yeah. Do I need $5,000 to bring your ass down? No, not at all. I've been doing it for free for 2 years now. And I just met Sarah Adams on the 18th of December. Not met, she DM'd me on Messenger. I had a conversation with her. Do I believe that you guys did criminal bullshit against her? Yeah. You guys are criminals. That's what you do. And then you make yourself out to be a victim. You know? Just pieces of shit. I'm glad, Katie. I'm glad I brightened someone's day. I'm, you know, stressed out, but my day is better. You know? But no, I will never go willingly and go on video with all of them, because all it will be is them screaming at me about their lies, and I'd have to fucking talk over them. I just don't see the point. I just don't see the point. It's so much more fun to be in the chat and talk in the chat so that I can take screenshots of the chat and let them do whatever they're doing on video. It's way more fun. It's way productive. I bet Sherilyn is just not happy that Tere Joyce went on and on and on about how Sherilyn is running drugs across state lines. How it's not illegal in Iowa. Well, she doesn't live in Iowa. She lives in Nebraska. Let me guarantee you, it's illegal in Nebraska. That's the reason why she was having me pick her up at Sapp Brothers out by Gretna. Because I would have had to have gone through Omaha to get to Iowa. And I would have never made it. She would have gotten me stopped. She was trying to get me arrested. That's the whole thing. But that little bitch just couldn't get off fast enough when she found out I was in there. Smokey, the same thing. So I gave my police their phone number. They need to actually call them. If I wanted to get a hitman and they know that I was trying to get a hitman, that's a crime. And the police need to talk to Sherilyn. The police need to talk to Smokey. If I was trying to hire a hitman, that is fucking illegal. And I have the same question that Tere Joyce had in the conversation. Why the delay? Why the delay? Why are you telling Tere Joyce now that I wanted to hire a hitman when we haven't spoken in months upon months upon months? What brought the conversation up now? Other than the fact that it's complete and utter bullshit. But if I'm looking to go hire a hitman, that's a crime. In Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross, that is his job, to investigate crimes. If I'm looking for a hitman, and you have Sherilyn, both her cell phone and her home phone, and you have Smokey's, Hunter's cell phone, call them. They have this big crime. Fuck, isn't hiring a hitman attempted murder or whatever? Do laws still exist? If I'm fucking hiring a hitman, the cops need to fucking know about that. Don't they? Or are we just going to talk about it? You know? Shit. I look forward to the day that fucking Neil comes and tries to accuse me of hiring a hitman. If I wanted to know about where to find a hitman, I'd go to Neil. Because Donovan Dante obviously didn't kill himself, and he was Neil Gross's deputy. So Neil Gross obviously knows where to get a hitman. Maybe I should just go ask my sheriff where he got his hitman. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. And the fact that they're able to just spew this bullshit and it doesn't get investigated, Neil needs to lose his job. He needs to be voted right on out. If someone in town is trying to hire a hitman and he knows about it, because he does, because I've let him know, I'm letting him know with this video. I know he watches them. If I'm hiring a hitman, that is illegal, is it not? I think someone needs to do some investigating. And Sherilyn Schlechten knows all about it. She was talking on it on Tere Joyce's. She knows all about it. So does Smokey. Hunter in Michigan knows all about it. I think the police need to get down to brass tacks and get to the bottom of this. Maybe I'm wrong. But if I had my way, I wouldn't be fucking hiring a hitman. I'd be making the goddamn police do their fucking jobs. And with that said, I'll see you guys this weekend.